it's Jenna, and today I'm going to be talking about going 30 days without any social media. So the first part of this video is I'm going to be talking about how it happened, how I did it, and basically why and my experience. And then the second part will be just some quick things that I've learned from it. So if you want to skip through to the second part of the video, check out the description where I'll leave the timestamp for that. But if not, I'm going to go ahead and talk about how it went about. One of my New Year's resolutions was to challenge myself in different ways. High Existence, it's a blog. It has this challenge where you can do 30-day challenges, and it has a bunch of them for you to do over like the course of like 6 months. And so one of those challenges was to go 30 days without any social media. And so I decided to commit to that and do it. Like a backstory, I've used social media for such a long time. And I go through like phases of what social media I use the most. I have Tumblr, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, basically everything besides Facebook. So that's what I have and that's what I use. But at the time that I did the challenge, the most predominant thing I used was YouTube. I don't think I use social media as much as the average person my age, but I do use it. Most of the time I'll just scroll on it if I'm bored, or if I just have like 5 minutes of downtime, that's what I'll do. Sometimes I'll even go on social media if I'm watching TV and like the part's kind of slow, so I'll just chill on my phone until something interesting happens. And I also don't like post a lot. I mostly just have social media to keep up with certain people or celebrities that I like, and just usually to keep busy for the most part. When I first started the challenge, I found it really hard to keep up with it just because I was like, what am I supposed to do with all this time? The challenge that I did as well also included like TV shows and stuff, so that's like how I spend a lot of my time, because I find it a great way to relax after having to deal with school and do that all day. What I usually do is I'll watch Netflix, or I'll watch YouTube, or I'll chill on social media and just see what's happening and what I missed while I was in class or doing homework. And I do like to read, and that's something I usually do, but it's something I don't do as much, especially when I'm in school, because I have to read a lot of pages for class, and I don't really want to do something that's so similar to class, even though it's something that I find enjoyable. They're just too similar, and I need a break from doing that. So I find social media or Netflix or anything like that to just kind of be a break from that, and to kind of like put myself in a different mindset and to relax. I couldn't do that with this challenge, so it's very hard at first, and I want to say I tried like 2 or 3 times to do it, and I ended up giving up before the day was over. It was frustrating to me because I'm a perfectionist, but every day I made sure to go a little bit longer. Like if I only made it for 2 hours, the next day I would do 5, and then the day after that I would just do the whole day or something like that. I figured that once I got to around 12 o'clock, where I had been up for about 5 hours or so with no social media, it just felt like a waste to scrap that whole day and say no, I didn't do it, rather than just continuing on. And it just didn't seem worth it to watch a few videos or to look on social media if it meant I had to waste those 5 hours that I used without social media. And most of the time there weren't like specific things that I just wanted to watch. It was just that I was bored and I wanted something to do, so that's why I ended up not sticking with it. But I'm really glad that I did this challenge, because I feel like it taught me a lot about the way that I use social media and the way that I want to use social media in the future. I feel like 30 days is like really extreme, and it's not necessary to get the whole effect. I feel like if you just did it a week or 2 weeks, that's the perfect amount. You could probably even do it a few days and learn a few things about the way you use social media. Now it's for the part of what I've learned with 30 days with no social media. So the first part I learned is about procrastination. So when I'm procrastinating something, I will literally do anything else besides the thing that I'm procrastinating. I'll even end up doing things that I had procrastinated before, but because those things that I was procrastinating weren't as bad as the thing I'm currently procrastinating, I'll do those things. That was kind of confusing. I hope that makes sense. But basically, I pretty much do anything just to avoid the task at hand. But most of the time, what I'll do to procrastinate is use social media. Specifically YouTube is what I'll usually do, just watch a bunch of YouTube videos, especially BuzzFeed videos. Those are very easy to just keep on clicking. It's so easy to just continue watching for at least an hour when you simply started out from maybe like a 5-10 minute video. Even though social media was the main thing I turned to when I was procrastinating something, I did find other things to procrastinate my time with. Like if I had to do something, I would instead do other things. Like I would go on apps like Duolingo, or I would take a nap. I would come up with new ways to procrastinate that weren't social media. I feel like getting rid of social media to stop procrastinating isn't useful. What the most useful thing to do is to just literally stop and just do the task at hand, because you'll find new ways of procrastinating other than using social media. And that was something interesting for me to learn, because especially in the summer, it's just like a lot of like mindless scrolling and refreshing pages, and I'm not doing anything productive. And I feel like it's okay to do that on some days, but I was doing it like all the time in the summer. Not so much in school, but that's a lot of the time what I would do, especially on the weekends. Instead of going out and doing something fun or trying something new or experiencing the town that I was in, I would literally just scroll on social media. I think sometimes I like that because it was a break from school on the weekdays, but I could have been doing something that I actually found enjoyable instead of doing like mindless scrolling just to take up time. And it also feels so much better like getting up in the morning and not looking at my phone like as the first thing that I do. There's something to be said about waking up and just doing one thing in your morning that is productive, like getting up and maybe meditating, or if you're religious, maybe praying or writing in a journal or something like that. It just feels so much different and so much better than waking up and looking at your phone the first thing in the morning. The third thing that this taught me is that I need to be more selective with what I watch. Saying watch because I watch a lot of YouTube videos, like I said, but also because I need to be more selective with the people that I follow. I realized that there was a large amount of people on social media platforms that I was following or watching that I honestly just didn't care to look at. Like I would skip over their tweets, and especially on Twitter, I will skip literally over so many people's tweets just to see maybe 3 people that I actually care about what they tweet. So I think it's important to just like clean out, like spring cleaning, clean out all the people that you're following on social media, and just check to see if you even care about what they're posting anymore. My interest has changed so much since I started social media, especially because I'm learning more about myself as time goes on, because I've been on social media since as long as I can remember. I also realized that sometimes, especially if you're watching these people a lot on YouTube, some of their vocabulary and attitudes and behaviors will slip into your own life and start becoming your vocabulary, your attitudes, and your behaviors. I feel like the first thing I noticed was vocabularies, like the words and slang that they would use, I would start using. And so I realized I had to be careful, because it's just like the next step to start acting like they do and behaving and believing the things that they do. And sometimes they don't believe the greatest things or the things that align with your values and your interests and your beliefs. So I think that's something important to keep in mind. The fourth thing I realized is that social media should be fun. It shouldn't be something that's just time consuming, because if you're just doing it to pass the time or something like that, it's a waste. Something that I'm going to do to make sure that it's more fun rather than just to pass the time is to make sure, like I mentioned earlier, that I'm following the right people. Make sure that I'm following people that I actually like and that make me feel good, make me feel positive, or make me laugh, or do something like that. Or just basically making sure that social media is adding to my life, not taking away time from my life. I think social media can be a good thing. It just depends on how you use it. I definitely will not do this again. 30 days was a really long time. It was a good experience. I probably will never do it again. Maybe if I did do it again, it will probably just be for a few days, maybe a week, and then, or if not, I would probably just make sure that who I'm following and who I'm subscribed to is a more accurate depiction of how I want my life to be and how I want to behave, and making sure that these people are making me feel more positive or making me laugh or entertaining me, rather than adding like a drama or anything like that. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. I upload new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so if you'd like to see more, please subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!